Okay, I think I've got an easy job here because I've got no comments, so I can talk about whatever I want. Originally, I wanted to talk about Russian things, but then a friend of mine actually traveled to France this week, and a friend of mine almost got killed in France terror attacks in the city that I can't pronounce, because I'm pretty sure it's not pronounced nice, and I should look up the pronunciation, but it doesn't really matter. What happened is this thing. Now, what's important here is that I don't want to be one of those people who wish to gain any sort of popularity by talking about it. It's just, in this case, it's kind of personal, and the thing is, what I usually do is do a tiny bit of research, but not enough to form a proper opinion. So whatever I'm going to talk about today is not really, it's just like my opinion regarding my friend who almost got killed. Nothing, yeah. So, right, the problem is usually is this, that terrorism works this way. So they actually plant agents around the world in certain countries, and then they sort of activate them when it, and in this case it wasn't a bomb, it was a truck driver, a lorry driver driving through the crowd, which is, yeah. And so it's the question that it is, like, I always have two questions here. Like, one, what can I do to prevent this? And of course I will probably never be in a terror attack because I don't really go to concerts, and I'm not an outgoing person, so I guess I'm safe here. But it's not something that it can be done in general. You know, I can't really advise people not to go to concerts because that's what's ridiculous. Obviously, I mean, you must be able to enjoy yourself. And then the second question is, like everybody asks, like, oh, where's the police and whatnot. The truth is that this is an underlying problem in a system where freedom is advertised. It's like even in Hungary, that we don't want to see the police, we don't want to deal with the police, we don't want security checks, we don't want a lot of stuff actually. But then, when something like this happens, we always blame the police not being able to stop that one specific person that caused this. But we don't really give them any power, actually, to apprehend, because what probably the police commissioner of an area would want is this, like security checks, police patrols. They want the money for that, they want the human resources for that, and neither the government nor the people, because freedom is such an advertised thing in this day and age, they don't want to do anything about it. Lots of people hate security checks at airports, but the truth is that I never question whether we need it or not, but it's there. I have to calculate with that. It's not my decision. If this is a method to do something against terrorists, for instance, or any people who want to do bad stuff, so I guess then this is what we have to live with. So that's what I think, and then I usually calculate it. I would love it if I could just go, drive Usually, actually, to be honest, most of the time my dad drives me because I live close, and so my dad drives me to the airport and drops me off, and then. But what if he could just could drive up to the airplane, and I could just like put the bags and then help them load into the airplane, got onto the plane, and then just like wait for it to take off. That's such an ideal universe. This is something that I can come up with, I guess, because I'm naive enough. But obviously we can't do that. There's an industry, and not just an industry, that there has to be some sort of security checks because of that. So yeah, I mean, this is always a big problem between wanting freedom, but I think it's mostly the reminder that we don't want, is that we are not, like, we want the freedom, we want to go anywhere in the world. I want to go anywhere. I would love it if visas didn't exist and I could just cross the border without questions, because I have good intentions. But the problem is that there are 7 billion people on this planet, and lots of them don't have good intentions, and we just have to accept this as security checks at the airport. And then, so I'm not, I can't really blame anybody, but if someone, especially after these terror attacks, asked me whether I would want more police presence, whether I would actually let my tax money, more of my tax money, go into the police force, I would say yes, because if the government wants to rule us, we are done anyways. We have no way to oppose the government. So more police is just more police. That's it. That's we are already outnumbered by the guns and the tanks and everything that the government has. So if they want us to be slaves, we can be slaves, but that's not good for the economy. So I guess then maybe it's just a naive thing to say, and I would really love another couple of opinions on this, whether what I think that more police is the solution, more security checks, more of this sort of almost hidden, but always reminding us that the police is there. This makes me feel safe, but maybe I'm wrong. So I guess this is my question today, and then the next time probably we can talk about, I can talk about Russia stuff. So thanks for listening, and I would really love a couple of comments, opinions on like whether what we need, what we could accept as a solution. I guess that's it. Oh, my friend is okay, by the way. Like I said, almost, but it didn't happen, so everyone's fine.